27th. We'll all stand for our Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Sure. Mayor Gentry is not here this evening. Becky McClure. Present. Bill Stoner is absent. Dick Robertson.
Here.
Alan Milburn.
Present.
Thank you.
Will you have no minutes?
No.
Okay. Okay, we'll jump down to department reports. Chief Morgan, Police Department.
Good evening, board members. Since our last meeting, the Lebanon Police Department has responded to 1,008 calls for service. A total of 27 people were arrested for the following crimes: 7 for operating while intoxicated, 7 were wanted on a warrant, 3 for driving while suspended, 3 for public intoxication, 2 for domestic battery, 2 for resisting law enforcement, 1 for criminal trespassing, 1 for illegal consumption, and 1 for possession of child porn. In that same time frame, LPD took 26 crash reports and sent 2 gun permit applications off to the state for final approval. For training, May 12th to the 16th, Frank Nolan assisted at the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy, instructing EVOC for the basic course. May 20th, officers Jamison Wright, Gage Pettigo, Jackson Bland, Michael Custis, David Bell, and Easton Williamson completed the Red Dot Pistol course. This course covers the transition between iron-sighted pistols and the pistol with a slide-mounted optic. May 12th through the 16th, Officer Jameson Wright did online training with Cellbrite. This training is designed to help digital forensic professionals and law enforcement investigators effectively use Cellbrite tools, especially the Universal Forensic Extraction Device, to extract, analyze, and manage data from mobile devices and other digital sources. May 12th, officers Ed Christie, Parker Newman, Caleb McCloskey, Kevin Elliott, and Cody Hollingsworth completed the basic patrol rifle class. Every Lebanon officer must go through this class before they are allowed to carry a patrol rifle. One thing I didn't put on my report, I forgot to, was in our hiring process, we saw 1 spot to fill. They just did the interviews with our board, and we sent 6 to the interviews. I believe we're down to 3. So that's all I have.
How many spots you got to fill now?
We have 1.
1 spot?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Any questions for the chief? No questions. Thank you, Chief. Chief Batts, Fire Department.
Good evening, everyone. Since the last Board of Public Works and Safety meeting, Lebanon Fire has responded to 167 emergency calls of service, logged 345 training hours, participated in 2 public education events, completed 102 commercial inspections, and assisted with 2 TAC meetings. The following members attended outside training classes: firefighter Josiah Heath, Indiana Safety Officer; Lanny Mitchell, Indiana Child Safety Seat Conference. Blake Gaylor is continuing his Indiana Task Force 1 training with confined space training. And then I, along with Deputy Chiefs Young and Hendricks, completed Indiana Fire Officer 4. That is the final leg of the 4-part certification. Officer 1, 2, 3, and 4. Very proud of our chief officers completing that, along with the Executive Fire Chief Training course. Hiring process update. Board of Works members Mayor Gentry, Judge McClure, and Mr. Stoner held interviews last week for our top candidates. Next week, the top 2 will complete polygraph testing. Captain Sam Doherty is currently at the Hoosier Burn Camp. He's detailed there all week as a counselor. And then tomorrow is Visitors Day, and we have several members along with LPD and the Sheriff's Office and school resource officers will be meeting at Station 11 in the morning and riding motorcycles over to a Carmel station and participate in the Hoosier Burn Camp ride all the way to Camp Tecumseh. And finally, we would like to congratulate firefighter Brett Klingler on his 25 years of honorable service to the citizens of Lebanon. Sunday, May 25th was Brett's last shift before retirement. Firefighter Klingler joined LFD on May 25th in the year 2000. Ironically, one of the candidates Judge McClure interviewed was born about that same time. So that's interesting. As a part of a 5-person hiring class to help staff Lebanon's newest fire station on Anderson Lane. Throughout the quarter century, Brett has just done an amazing job at every role he was asked to fill. His dedication to Lebanon Fire in the city of Lebanon is second to none. So we want to congratulate firefighter Brett Klingler on a wonderful career with LFD. That's all I have for this evening.
Please pass on our congratulations as well next time you see him. Any questions? Thanks, Chief. Parks Department, John Messenger.
Quite a busy few weeks. We finished planting flowers, or we were finishing planting flowers downtown, cleaning up several downed trees from the storms we had last couple of weeks, installed 180 yards of mulch, ADA compliant mulch at Memorial and Abner Longley Park. We put up the new military banners throughout Memorial Park, and then DPW took care of the ones down on Main Street. We appreciate their help. I also put up all the American flags around down Northeast Street and around Memorial Park, all ready for Memorial Day. I hope everybody had a nice Memorial weekend. We had our first wedding of the summer at Memorial Shelter this weekend. And we have about 6 or 7 weddings per year, so that's always cool. Nice big turnout. It looked nice. Everybody dressed all pretty and all. Seashore Water Park and the splash pad are officially open. Seashore Water Park opened partially this past weekend due to the colder temps. We were able to continue our shadow shifts with our staff and prepare for the hot summer to come. Watch our social media outlets for cold and bad weather closures. I want to thank the clerk's office and all Tanya, all your staff, bringing on 70 seasonal helpers with all their paperwork and making sure 20 plus of them, it's their first job that they've ever had. So it's nice to have kind of a slow opening, but I'd rather have 80 degrees than this 50-degree stuff. But we do plan, I think, by the end of the week to have 80 degrees and that pool temp will warm up. But again, thank you for all your hard work. It's a load. Now comes... yeah.
I'll give thanks to Sherry
Yes.
Poland, who does
Well, and
payroll.
all the money's coming
She's-
in, all your staff, yeah, with the
We're ramping
concessions
up.
and niches, yes. But great work, and I appreciate it. Keep all these kids in line. June is a busy month with lots of events happening in our parks. Next Friday, June 6th, the Lions Club will be hosting their hoagie sale on the square, as well as Tri-Kappa's Rotary and Rotary hosting the Strawberry Shortcake, my favorite, downtown. Again, that's June 6th. June 7th, the annual Buick Olds Pontiac Cadillac Car Show. It'll be held at Memorial Park. Also on June 7th, Kiwanis will be hosting their annual fishing derby at the Hot Pond, and that's always fun. Yes, it'll be stocked with 2-pound catfish, about 200 of them. So see a lot of smiling fish, kids out there catching the fish. A lot of smiling fish getting caught. There you go. All right, it's a long day, I'm telling you. On Saturday, June 15th, the Boone County Cancer Society will be hosting a car show at Memorial Park along with several food trucks. That's always a big event too. I hope everybody can get out and grab some food. Sage Yoga is still hosting outdoor yoga classes on Saturday mornings in Memorial Park. And then our June swim lessons will begin on Monday, June 16th. Hopefully the pool temperatures warm up and it'll be 80 degrees. We are full for our June sessions, other than a few spots left in our evening 7 to 10 age group class. We are looking forward to meeting all, or No, that's July 7th class, 7th through the 10th. We still have openings in July. There you go for swim lessons. June is full.
You have the Corvette Club coming back this year?
Yes, Corvette's coming too. That's, I think they're a little later in the year. There's also, we just have, I think 4 car shows lined up this year. We lost the VW, but Corvettes are coming, so that's pretty cool. And this group coming, the Buick, that is out of Kokomo. They switched to this venue, I think, 4 years ago. Love it here, and kind of crazy that we got it from Kokomo, where they have a lot of automobile factories and that. So we were real pleased to get them, and they love it here.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's a nice show.
yes.
Any other questions for John? Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Engineering Department, Kevin Krulik.
Thank you. Good evening. Project updates around the city. We'll talk briefly regional drainage conveyance. I had a conversation with NDOT today. We're still waiting on our CSX permits. So the reason we had that, excuse me, the NDOT conversation today was just to make sure that we could extend our permits. Our permit is scheduled to expire November 12th. I'm still optimistic, cautiously, so that we will get the CSX permit and be able to move that forward. But if not, we wanted some assurances that we could easily and administratively extend our NDOT permit and our reimbursement agreement. And happy to report, they said that would be no problem. The Chadwick ditch improvements, we're under contract now with Banning Engineering, and we'll be having a kickoff meeting this Friday to begin that process. The Grant Street project, phase 1, our NOT was filed at the end of April with IDEM. We're waiting for their acceptance. And that's really the last thing in our hands before the final release from NDOT is completed. Phase 2 is just around the corner. Letting is this summer in July. We've been working with our team at Crossroads, who did a preliminary constructability review and have passed that on to Butler Fairman. And as of earlier today, we received their response. So we're working through some utility coordination issues that our inspection team with Crossroad brought to our attention. Elizaville Road, wrapping that drainage project up, putting the final touches on that. We repoured a driveway and installed some landscaping in the last couple of weeks. And we've got two more driveway approaches. One will be done in the next couple of weeks, and one will have to wait till the fall due to some home renovations that homeowner is doing. We're also working on scheduling some seal coating on one of the asphalt drives that was affected by the project later in the summer. Fordyce Street, a lot going on in Fordyce as we're nearing the end. I'll give you a little bit of a schedule update. Essentially, we've completed all the sidewalks and driveway approaches. Today, we were working on pavement widening, as well as paving of that portion of Indian Springs Drive right there at the entrance off of Fordyce. And then we'll be continuing our widening. That was really today and tomorrow. And then we'll turn our sights on paving the trail, then doing some deep patching on the main line pavement of Fordyce before we start the full resurfacing of Fordyce in the next couple of days. Really scheduled to be wrapping that up next week. All the lighting is installed and on. Happy to report that. It looks really nice out there at night with the additional decorative street lighting. And we're nearing the end of that project. Wet roads, about a year behind Grant Street Phase 2. We've started the appraisal process, and we're looking at a letting in August of 2027, assuming we can get all of the right-of-way appraising and buying done in that time period. Wayfinding signage later in the meeting. We've got our NDOT approval, our NDOT agreement that basically covers the operation and maintenance of those signs long term. Those signs have been in place for a while, but we've been negotiating this contract with IDEM or with NDOT for some time because a lot of the signs are placed in NDOT right of way. Our 180 makeover program. Oaks on Main, quick update there. We've basically completed all of our work that we can. We're waiting on the owner to complete some plumbing work and gas work so that we can fully test the equipment we've installed. With Lido, Colliers, and Eichmann Exchange, we've thanks to Rob and the rest of his team, we've put indemnity agreements back in front of those developers for their approval. And that will be our last contractual hurdle before we're full speed into our portion of construction. On Eichmann Exchange, they are going to move forward with HPC approval on the north side improvements so that we can break loose our work on the windows and the tuck pointing on a schedule that will meet the ready grant requirements, which is hopefully to have those complete and ready for final payment by September 15th. The State Road 39 corridor study, we're working on scheduling a kickoff meeting as well as beginning to target public open houses for that project. Jumping out of park projects, primarily focused on pickleball courts right now. All the courts have now been, have final asphalt surface. The fence poles are up at at Memorial Park. The fence fabric is now hung. And they'll be moving those fencing operations down to Abner Longley this week. We're looking at hopefully starting coatings on Memorial Park this week and finalizing seeding and backfilling in about 3 weeks. And then Abner Longley Park is just a week or so behind that, probably 2 weeks behind that, and we'll wrap that up. Abner Longley Park perimeter path, phase 1 is now complete. Punch lists have been sent over to Ace Paving for their repairs, and we're expecting seeding to be completed later this week as well, weather permitting. And then Abner Longley Park perimeter path phase 2, the rest of the perimeter path, we're just we've gotten some legal comments back from our attorneys based on our consultants' review of our contract. So hopefully we'll be able to move that contract execution forward and go forward into the design phases. The demolition of 312 Thompson Street quotes are due on June 9th, and we'll hopefully have a recommendation for you at that meeting that evening. LPD projects, we had the presentation at the last meeting or at the last council meeting from the consultants at DLZ, and we began looking at some preliminary conversations about siting where that future police station might be placed. New fire station, we had a due diligence call on the 15th with all the team, the finance team, and the legal team associated with the bond work from Baker Tilly and Dinsmore. That term sheet was then issued later that day. Responses from potential lending institutions are due on June 12th, with a tentative closing date on June 17th, getting us ready to hopefully tee off construction in July. The DPW projects resurfacing program is nearing the end. Should be wrapping up all paving operations this week or early next, and that will complete that project. And that's all I have for tonight.
Kevin, can you share with us what Community Crossing is going to do next year?
Yeah, at a
for
high
us?
level.
I know they've made some changes, and I'm not quite sure myself how that's going to affect the city.
The biggest change that, and I'm not an expert on this, I don't know that I've fully studied all the changes, but I think the biggest change is that cities and towns will have to have a wheel tax in place to remain eligible for community crossings. So it's definitely something for the city council to consider on whether or not they want to institute that tax. But that is something that we will have to do in the future if we're going to be eligible.
So do you know if the county passes a wheel tax, then do we have to pass a wheel tax?
I couldn't really tell you. I
No, I
don't know
don't-
if Mr.
There's so many
Shine has looked into
things
that.
nobody's really sure. That it seems like to me how it works for sure. So,
Yeah, I know at a high level that is now a prerequisite, but I don't really know exactly what that's going to look like or mean for us. We got a little bit of time, but not much because that next grant cycle opens up usually in July. So
okay. All right. Any other questions for Kevin? Thanks, Kevin.
Yep.
Do you have the Board of Works Department report? Okay. Anybody got the planning report? Nope. Joe, community development. I think you got a lot to tell us, don't you?
Well, I don't have DPW and I don't have planning. I do have community development. I can do that. I know I can do that. Two things on my little agenda, but it's a little bit of show and tell as well. A reminder, if you didn't have it on your calendars already, the Boone County Summerfest is set for Friday and Saturday. And a big thank you to all the departments that came together and talked through our safety meeting. Scott Hood hooked that up at our police station, and so we're able to go through all the things that are happening there. This is the flyer that we've been sharing with everybody. Again, this is a free event on the 30th, 31st, Friday and Saturday. We get things started with the Janeways, and they were featured in our most recent podcast. Great group of gals that formed during COVID, learned instruments after watching their kids go to School of Rock in Zionsville. So there are kind of Boone County moms that have that kind of synergy. They actually reached out to Jason Hayes, graduated from Lebanon, frontman for the Flying Toasters. They formed a friendship, and so that's who our acts are on Friday. And then for pickleball, on Saturday, we have DJ Millennium playing before Jay Baker, and then eventually with Chase Wright, also of Lebanon ties. Just kind of inside baseball, behind the scenes, just a little bit. I'll show you a couple different things that kind of go behind the scenes. This is our current layout for the event. More vendors than we've ever had before in the past, in previous years. The pickleball you see on the south side is just Saturday morning only, as is the coffee truck that's down there, vendor number 31, I believe, if glasses serve me well. We've had it all laid out, providing more room because we're expecting more people. You can see kind of the lines in the middle for more spectator seating, because like I said, we've had in the years past people bringing a chair, sitting in the actual roadways on Meridian and Washington, which is great. But at the same time, we expect more people. We'd like to have a walkway there, and so. A lot of coordination. Mariah Som, our special events coordinator, has been doing a great job of getting things laid out, communicating with everyone. We sent our information to folks earlier today, all of our vendor spaces, and we want to invite everybody to come out and attend that event. It's free to attend, all ages, and over 21, under 21. Played pickleball 1,000 times or never played before in your life, we want you at Summerfest on Friday and Saturday in downtown Lebanon. My second agenda item on my communications report is our Lebanon story booth, and there's a synergy there. Grant funding went to use to pay for this feature, and so it's set to get wrapped tomorrow, being housed. And Dick, I don't have the DPW report, but I can tell you this will be wrapped tomorrow at DPW at their facility. And so this hasn't happened yet. These are representations by the artists. And so keeping with the Lebanon color scheme that we have, our color palette has been used by, again, the grant funding that's been given to us by the Indiana Arts Commission to be able to have a chance for people to share their Lebanon story. And so those folks that enter into this phone booth will be given a prompt, and they'll pick up the receiver and they'll give their answer to the question. We will then take those answers and utilize those via social media, its own kind of website address as well. And so we will be maintaining and having that set to be a soft open, if you will, an unveiling of sorts in very minor fashion at Boone County Summerfest. And then we're going to have a large event of a public unveiling, and we'll have refreshments and all those things before all the grant money is set to be spent. And so you've seen the imaging of the booth. The wrapping takes place tomorrow, and we plan to have this out at Summerfest with a slight prompt and just kind of seeing what we get and seeing the public reaction to it. And so you'll see it if you come out to Summerfest, our story booth that's out there, and it's already been replicated by another community. They've heard what Lebanon is doing, and so they're doing it as well, and be going on Marketplace and also shopping for an old phone booth and getting it kind of breathe new life into it. So,
Any questions for Joe? Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it. Any old business? Anyone have anything to bring up? Nope. Well, let's jump to new business. Kevin, contract change order approval for the pickleball courts, number 3.
Thank you very much. Pull this up. This is, as you mentioned, pickleball courts, change order number 3. This was actually, Mr. Robertson, this was a request that you made and a couple other council members made as well, that when we, that as we're updating both courts, they should have similar amenities. So we are also adding the 4-foot black coated vinyl chain link fencing to divide the pickleball courts. So it's about 255 foot of fencing that we have to add, and that has a total cost of $21,685. Again, that will be within the $805,000 budget that included contingencies that we set for the project.
What was that amount again? 20?
21685.00.
Any questions from the board? I need a motion to approve the change order number 3 for the pickleball courts. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. It's approved. Second one is a approval for Stone Eater Bike Park as-built survey.
Thank you very much. This is similar to a contract that was approved a couple months back regarding the final environmental reporting associated with our permit. And this is just to add in some additional work to that contract for an as-built topographic survey that is also a requirement of our environmental permitting. Sorry, just trying to get to the dollar amount. I scrolled past it somewhere here. Again, it's with these 3 companies for a total of $16,900. That is to topographically survey the entire waste load limits that were involved with the permitting of the project.
The amount of the change order is 16,900, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Is this a survey that we're required to do, or are we doing this for our benefit for the future?
This is a requirement. Yeah.
It's what?
It is a requirement of our IDEM permits for the
Oh.
redevelopment of the park.
It will benefit us in the future though, too.
It
right?
will. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I need a motion to approve the change order for the as-built survey for Stone Eater Bike Park.
I'll make a motion that we approve the request for Stone Eater Bike Park, the as-built survey as presented.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. Okay. Next, we have a contract change order for Fordyce Road for a meter pit final.
Yes, so this, a preliminary estimate on this was approved by you a couple weeks back. So this is coming back before you just with final quantities. That was a T&M approval not to exceed. And so the final total for this change order for relocating all the meter pits on Phase 2 of Fordyce Road was for $174,790.04. Again, that's 174,790.04. Also, as with the pickleball courts, this is within the budget and the contingencies that were laid out, so no additional funding is required.
Okay, any questions? I need a motion to approve the change order for the Fordyce Road final of 174,790.24, correct? 04.
0.04.
0.04, I'm sorry.
I'll make a motion that we approve the Fordyce Road meter pit final as for the 174,790.04 as presented.
We have a motion to approve the change order. Do we have a second? We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion has approved. Thank you. Next, we have secondary plat approval and public works acceptance for Park 65.
Thank you. On behalf of the Engineering and Planning Department, I'm bringing before you the secondary plat for Park 65, Browning Investments. This is the industrial park property just north of the Flying J. That includes several outlots where one is currently under construction for a McAllister machinery facility. So again, this is a secondary plat that is before you. And with a secondary plat, there are dedications of public rights-of-way and other public improvements. And so it is our recommendation that you approve the secondary plat and accept those dedications, subject to final review of the Planning and Engineering Department associated with required sureties before the plat would be signed and handed over to the developer for signature. So again, let me encapsulate that one more time. It's approval of the secondary plat and the public works dedications, subject to administrative review of necessary sureties.
Any questions from the board? Did you say that was McAllister Machinery?
That is the first tenant that's going in out there. That building is already
Is that
under
the big
construction.
building that's going in way
Yep.
back there now?
It won't be the biggest building, but it is the building under construction back there.
Oh, okay. I wondered what was back there. I drove back there one day to take a look, see what was going on.
Yeah, so it'll be a heavy equipment machinery rental place and servicing.
It's cool. I need a motion to approve the secondary plat and to accept it to the Public Works, subject to the surety approval.
I'll move to approve the secondary plat approval, Public Works acceptance for Park 65 as presented.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Approved. The NDOT wayfinding signage agreement.
Thank you. I mentioned this earlier. This is an agreement, really has to do with maintenance of the wayfinding signage that wayfinding signage installations that we did, particularly within NDOT right-of-way. So this is a requirement of NDOT that allowed us to put those improvements in their right-of-way. So essentially states that we're responsible for maintaining that signs, even though it's on their property. So with that, I will put that agreement before you, subject to legal review and authorizing the mayor to sign on behalf of the city.
Don't we already have some of those, not on the state route, but don't we have some of those wayfinding signs?
The entire wayfinding signage package has already been installed. This agreement lagged behind the approval of that contract a little bit.
Oh, okay. Okay. Any questions from the board? I need a motion to approve the signage of the agreement as well as to authorize the mayor's signature on that agreement, correct, Kevin?
Correct.
Move to approve the NDOT wayfinding signage agreement and authorize the mayor to sign the agreement.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the wayfinding signage agreement. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. Next, Kevin, we have the secondary plat approval and public works dedication acceptance for Home National Bank.
Thank you very much. Similar to the industrial park project I mentioned a bit ago with Browning Investments, Home National Bank, as you're probably aware, located at the northwest corner of 250 North and State Road 39. I'm not for sure, whatever reason, that project came through before I was a staff member here, but this plat had never been finalized and accepted nor recorded. So I think this came to light when Home National Bank was looking at possibly doing some expansion of their bank facility up there, and it was brought to their attention that that secondary plat had never been recorded and that we needed to take care of that. So this is, again, similar action. This is an acceptance and approval of the secondary plat along with Public Works dedications, subject to sureties that would be administratively administered. Although there won't be any sureties on this project, it's essentially just a right-of-way dedication is all that you're really accepting. There's no other public works associated with this project.
Any questions from the board? Not seeing any questions. I need a motion to approve the secondary plat and the Public Works dedication and acceptance for the Home National Bank.
A motion that we approve the Public Works dedication and acceptance subject to administrative approval for Home National Bank as presented.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? And we have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion approved. Next, we have a street closure request for the Chop House, 111 West Main Street.
Thank you very much. We've seen these before. They are doing some work with the rooftop HVAC units at the Chop House at that building at 111 West Main Street. And so they need your approval because they will be closing that street. This will be on Thursday, May 29th for approximately 2 hours to set a crane up and offload and crane those rooftop units onto the roof and then get out of the way. So again, an encroachment permit for the closure of Main Street at 111 West Main for approximately 2 hours on Thursday, May 29th.
Okay, so they want to close Main Street from, I'm assuming, Lebanon to Meridian
Exactly.
for 2 hours? Is that like first thing in the morning?
Yes.
Okay, so we have
I don't have an actual time. We will coordinate that with our permit coordinator, Scott Calvert, at the Department of Public Works to make sure the street is safely closed. And
okay. I was looking like 7 to 10 or something like that. Give them 3 hours and let you work in that window.
I think that's fine.
My thought is make sure it's closed before people get up there to work and start parking.
That is the plan. And if you've seen these operations before, they generally don't take 2 hours, especially on smaller buildings like this, but they need just time to set up the crane. A truck then comes in with the equipment, they pick it up, set it on the roof, and then they get out of the way as quickly as they can.
So you think we could be safe by saying 7 to 10 then? And
Yes.
yeah, and then you could always open it up early, so. Okay, need a motion to approve the street closure request for the Chop House at 111 West Main Street for Thursday, May 29th. It'll be 2 to 3 hours at the most from Meridian to Lebanon Street.
Approve the street closure request for
Yes, okay. We have a motion to approve the street closure request. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion has approved. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
Item 5 is claims. Need a motion to pay the claims?
Motion that we approve the claims.
We have a motion to pay the claims. Do we have a second? We have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any announcements? Anyone out in the public have anything to say? Glad you could turn out this evening. I need another motion. Need a motion to adjourn. We make a motion to adjourn. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Water Works is concluded and the city council will start in 15 minutes.